Hey y'all, my name's Kate, and this is Eyes of the Heart, a YouTube channel dedicated to sharing my heart in worship and efforts to inspire a heart of worship in you as well. All in efforts to encourage both the believer and non-believer alike. So speaking of encouragement, that is in fact the underlying theme of today's song. It's called Standing in Miracles. The song is quite reflective and peaceful. If you want to look it up, there is a version of it sung by Emmy Rose. Actually might be the only version, but it's a very good song when you're feeling like you just want to kind of reflect on the Lord and all of his signs and wonders and miracles. So before singing, I'd like to share some words of encouragement. So in which ways does the Lord encourage us? When I was thinking about the topic of this video, what the Lord brought me to was that we are encouraged by the signs and wonders and miracles that we see not only in the Bible, but in our lives as well. So let's first look to the Bible, starting in the New Testament. Jesus said often, I'm these things I do so that you will know that I come from God. So we see the miraculous nature of God displayed in Christ through him as a healer, a creator, defender, protector. So we see many examples of throughout the gospel of Jesus healing individuals. My particular favorite issue that I'm fond of is the blindness. As a person who chose a career in eye care, I see it as my calling in life to reach people through their spiritual sight, through helping correct their physical sight. So I like thinking that, we all know God is the ultimate physician, but he is the original eye doctor. So that's a pretty miraculous thing, right? Because the eyes, it's not just a camera. The eyes involve the whole brain, almost 70% of the neuronal system, actually. So, when you're talking about healing someone from blindness, you're talking about regenerating nerves, which even today we really can't do that yet. Maybe a little bit, but it's nothing compared to actually bringing back sight. He heals a dying girl. He heals men, women with incurable diseases. We know the woman who had some bleeding disease for 12 years. She actually reached out and touched him. And when his disciples said that he was being pressed on all sides, he was actually very loving and graceful towards her and encouraged that. And then we have Lazarus, a man who it says his flesh was rotting for 4 days. Even before his resurrection, he brought back a man from death to life. And because he loved him, Lazarus and his sisters, he waited 2 days so that they will know that he comes from God. So that they would really know that he was dead, because they even proclaimed that he did not smell so good. Are you sure you want to go in there? And then we also have just one more example where he healed a boy who was possessed of an impure spirit. That's in Mark 9, chapter 9. And I wanted to bring up the verse Mark 9:23 because it's not. Jesus said often that when you believe, you will have the same power that is in Christ. We now have through Christ. The man, as a child that he healed. So the man was his father. And Jesus asked the boy's father, "How long has he been like this?" The father answered, "From childhood. It has often thrown him into fire or water to kill him. But if you can do anything, take pity on us and help us." Jesus says, if you can, everything is possible for the one who believes. So he doesn't just say, "Oh, I can do it." He is saying there that anything is possible for the one who believes. And that is very encouraging coming from the mouth of Jesus. And then the miracles don't just stop there. They started way back even in the Old Testament. So I just want to bring up some verses in Exodus. Of course, the miracle of parting the Red Sea. once they have, in Deuteronomy, once they've been free from Egypt and they're roaming in the desert, in chapter 4, verse 35, it says, "You are shown these things so that you might know that the Lord is God. Besides him, there is no other. From heaven, he made you hear his voice to discipline you. On earth, he showed you his great fire, and you heard his words from out of the fire. Because he loved your ancestors and chose their descendants after them, he brought you up out of Egypt by his presence and his great strength." A couple pages later, after Moses talks about the tablets, we have Deuteronomy 10:21. "He is the one who you praise. He is your God, who performed for you those great and awesome wonders that you saw with your own eyes." How about in Genesis, where we find the beginning of creation and free will? See, even when we first sinned in the Garden of Eden, we were provided immediately with the covering for our shame. We also see in the Bible multiple times where a barren womb was opened. We have Abraham's wife, Sarah. We have Jacob's wife, Rebecca. Also, Samson in Judges, his birth was a miracle. It says that the woman was barren. And then in the New Testament, John the Baptist, his mother, Elizabeth, was barren, and his conception was unexpected and miracle. And then, of course, the miraculous conception of Jesus. And so going back to the Old Testament, we see examples in Judges. God delivers the enemies into the hands of his people time and time again. You'll see repeatedly that people did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. They were put under oppression, and then they cried out to the Lord. Time and time again, the Lord provided, raised up a judge, and delivered the enemies into their hands. So even when they betrayed him, they worshipped the other gods. They even served the other gods. They were told to drive out the Canaanites in the area. They didn't. They left some behind. They gradually start to forget the Lord that saved them. We're going a few generations now from seeing the Red Sea parted, but they've seen some miraculous things happen in their time, and they still choose to do what is right in their own eyes. You see, without suffering, we would not understand or appreciate a miracle. Without the fall of man, we would never experience miracles. Jesus would not have come to reverse the death of this world. So it's really important to stand in awe of his miracles, of his creation, his healing, and his majesty. So friends, I want to pose a challenge to you. A challenge not just for yourself in encouraging your own walk, but let's encourage each other. Let's use the comments under this video. I'll start it off in the miracles that I've seen in my life. So I challenge you to not only think of the physical ways that he has provided for you, perhaps you, your family, or someone that you've seen in your life. That's important and that's wonderful, and that's how we reach others. But I think it'd be awesome to also add how he's provided for us in a salvific way. How has he quenched your spirit in ways that's unexplainable? How has he given you unexplainable peace? How has he revealed himself to you? So, are you going to stand in despair and hope deferred? Or are you going to stand in the miracles, stand in the hopes and promises spoken through the word? This song today proclaims the latter choice. So let's move through this song and seek his presence, looking for his goodness and his will for us. I see you in the sky with purple hues. I hear you in the quiet morning too. And when the world is still asleep, I'm waking up to you. I see you in the glow of summer nights. I feel you in the dance of ocean tides. And when the world is unaware, I am aware of you. I don't have to search hard to find you. I don't have to reach far to touch you, standing in miracles wherever I go. I don't have to struggle to hear you. Your presence is easy to get to, standing in miracles wherever I go. Oh, 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 oh. Walking on the hills of holy ground, you take me on a path with scenic routes. Your voice is upon the wind, and I am listening. I don't have to search hard to find you. I don't have to reach far to touch you, standing in miracles wherever I go. Your presence is easy to get to, standing in miracles wherever I go. Ah, ah, ooh, ah. The baby in a mother's womb, the union of a bride and groom, your presence filling up a room. Oh, the kindness in a stranger's smile, the round sound of rivers running wild, the King of Heaven has a child. Standing in miracles. Wherever I go, I'm standing in miracles. Everywhere I look, I find you. Everywhere I look, you're there. Everywhere I look, I find you. Your presence is easy to get to, standing in miracles wherever I go. I don't have to struggle to hear you. Your presence is easy to get to, standing in miracles wherever I go. What miracles do you see in your life? Look for them. Yes, war is all around us. Turmoil is boiling over like hot milk on a pot. Yet he is good. He is righteous. He is true. And guys, he's in control. His plans will not be hindered. So friends, take heart and never forget that he is for our good. Have a blessed week. Thank you so much for listening.